Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Happy Valentine's Day and happy birthday to you.
Yay! Now I'm 42.
Oh,
I'm
wonderful.
The oldest.
Yay!
Another trip around the moon. Good job. This is episode 14, and we're going to kind of tailor this a little bit more to social media. I'm kind of doing it, is it aging us or is it inspiring us? How do you guys view like social media platforms and the access that we have to all the people doing all the things? And mostly they're showing you all the good times, right? They're not really showing you the bad times. So, and the filters, right? The younger generation, everybody looking great. And, you know, I mean, we all look good in our 20s, right? It's probably our best. However, now seeing them and being older. So I just want to talk more on that. Like, and I want to say both. I want to say it is inspiring me and it does age me, right? It just depends on the day and what my views are.
Now, when you say age, what do you mean?
Stress me out, right? Like add years to my age, right? Make me feel worse about who I am. Like that type of,
Okay.
is where I was going with it.
And I'm also Amanda this episode.
Yay!
Who are you?
I'm Natalie.
Hi.
Who are you?
I'm Amanda.
Okay, wonderful.
Today, Amanda.
Today you're Amanda.
And we're going to go back to the also Amanda's. Okay, noted.
Okay. I would say I get inspired by social media, but not so much the examples of living that people have on there. I get more inspired creativity wise because I'll see certain ways something is shot, or I'll really like a certain type of food I love food videos. I think that they do probably the best on social media. Everybody loves watching food videos. But I'll see a certain way of like lighting it because food looks gross on camera in a lot of ways. And so I'll be like, oh, that's nice. Or then you need to be in action more. You can't just have the bowl of stuff sitting there.
Take a snapshot.
So I'm like thinking about other things while I'm thinking about the thing. Or I get a lot of information off of social media in the sense of the same food video, I'm saving the recipe if I like the recipe. So it's less about, I want her pots, even though that affects me too because I'm a human being, right? So it doesn't make me feel aged or stressed in that way because I don't need to have those things by the time I'm 23, like that person on there, and I'm like, why don't I have them? And all of that side of it. The part that stresses me out is really mostly the dialogue that goes on social media. Like,
behind the skirts.
Like if you read the comments, if I'm not a comment reader, I don't know if that's like a generational thing. But
I go straight for the comments sometimes. I'm like, oh, what are the people going to say about this one?
I don't, because generally I don't care. But if you do read the comments, you're like, what is wrong with you? Like, she has a pot, she's just cooking some stuff, and you're like, oh,
Did
look
you
at
wash that chicken?
Right.
Right?
Like that's not how you should make sauteed chicken.
Must be nice, a $400 pot that people can't afford.
Like, yes!
It's like,
You're like,
yeah.
That
get me out.
cracks me up.
Get me out of there.
The audacity. So the audacity that some people have that they feel. I think social media sometimes, because you're behind a screen, not so much in your face. Like I come from a generation that like you can't say stuff to people like that.
I saw a video about that recently where they said that statistically people are not meaner on social media than they are in real life. The difference is that the people who would be mean in real life are concentrated in that space because they get to be mean. Like usually in real life, you stop them or you don't invite them to things, or they're not the part of the friend group, or at work, that's the person who goes off and eats by themselves. Like as a space where they get to show up. So they have a space.
Unannounced, uninvited.
Right.
Still there.
And then the people who normally would be nice are just the people who are liking. They usually aren't the ones who are going to leave a comment. And so you're seeing more of those people show up. It's not that that's a special place where people get to be that way, that they're like that in real life.
That is their personality.
And I find that
I like the way that, the way that makes
to
sense.
be somewhat true. I feel like that makes sense because I don't think that people are as nice as we like to pretend that they are. Like if you get in certain groups, everybody's got to comment about something. If you introduce a particular topic, you are very likely to get a bunch of stuff that you did not want to hear from the people that you know. And so I think they exist, and that's just what it is. But I was telling her not that long ago, there's like an influencer that I follow that had a baby, and she announced before she was going to have the baby. She was a cooking person. She announced before she was going to have the baby, hey guys, I pre-filmed some stuff, but I'm going to take maternity time off, and so I'm not going to have as many things. Let everybody know.
And go and have my baby.
And she had her baby, and somewhere, you know, she would just be on stories lightly here and there. She'd put her little stuff up. And then she did like a question box because, you know, just to keep stuff flowing. And somebody said, I'm glad you're enjoying all of your time off and all that stuff, but when are you coming back? And I'm like, leave that lady alone. Leave her and her
baby
3-week-old baby alone. Like, what is wrong with you?
But they loved her that much that they were desiring her content.
Jesus.
I think it's
right?
people
Like,
have like this weird parasocial relationship or almost like entitlement to certain influencers.
Or even actors, right? Let's think about that too,
Actors,
right?
celebrities, but it's a weirder thing with influencers because it feels more attainable, like
I
a
suppose.
relationship with that person more attainable.
And they'll answer your messages, and so yes.
But they do tend to forget that it's a real person
right
behind, you know, the influencer lifestyle. Like I got pretty upset myself about how so many people were coming at this one influencer because she didn't disclose that she was getting weight loss surgery and she lost weight, and people assumed that she lost weight. However, they assumed she did. And
but
then when she
was it like a fitness?
No, she wasn't a fitness. She was someone that embodied the body positivity you know, movement, which
they felt traded.
But that's the thing. Body positivity is about embracing your body at whatever stage it is, but also wanting to improve it. But people have weaponized the movement towards people like that, you know, build a platform of, you know, being confident in her body and then wanting to lose weight for whatever reason, you know, health reasons, physical, whatever. That's the whole idea of body positivity is it's your body to love and care for it as however
and you can still like
it.
yourself and want bigger boobs.
But like, people came at this person like hating her. Oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Like, you know, first of all, you lost weight. That was a betrayal. And now the way that you lost weight was a betrayal. And it was like, she's a freaking person. You don't know why she did it. You don't know what happened. But that's that weird, like, what about me-ism that goes on with social media.
Always like, what about?
Yeah.
You're what like, about? I love orange juice. I can't believe you didn't talk about pineapple juice.
Right. I like pineapple. Yeah.
Like, what? Oh, what about apple juice, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? And
apple
you're just
juice
like,
sucks.
Right. Leave us all apple juice lovers in the gutter.
I didn't say. That's my favorite quote lately is don't hear things I don't say. Because I didn't say that I hated pineapple juice. I said that I liked orange juice.
Leave me alone. Well, did you know that orange juice is actually really poisonous?
Yeah,
and the way that they make, and you're just like, I'm done.
Right?
Yeah. I don't like anything. I live off of water.
I appreciate
what kind of water?
Social media, though. I do appreciate social media in a lot of ways because I feel like it has been able to educate us in ways or has knowledge and education more accessible in certain things. And I see things sometimes and I'm like,
It's also leveled the playing field.
Yeah.
Like it's the best time to try anything. I was once upon a time, in the last episode, we talked about a lot of stuff of when we were teenagers and all that stuff. If you were watching something on TV and you saw somebody who was a stylist, a makeup artist, or whatever, or a singer, an actor, and you're like, I want to embody that. I want that career. You wouldn't know how the hell to get there or what to do, or other than like things movies told you, like hitch a ride to Hollywood and try and figure it out.
Or what you've been shown at like your home life. Yeah.
Right. Okay. You could live in the middle of wherever now, and you can be a stylist on social media and show them how you do your outfits, and you can make money off of that. Yeah. And so, there's amazing things from it.
Yeah,
for sure.
And access too. You're absolutely right, because you are learning way more things, and they're exposed. You're more exposed to all the things before you're limited by your society, right? Or who you knew. Like I never knew about like sales being a position, right? But now you can see people until you learn about it.
And it's a great way to build community too. If you end up like on the right side, because there's a lot of different worlds on social media.
We're gonna get into that a little bit too.
But it is a nice way to build community because you realize that you're not the only one going through things. So you feel a little less alone. Like, before I got diagnosed with PCOS, I didn't know all of the symptoms that I was experiencing was something that other women also experience. Or, before I was diagnosed with ADHD, I didn't know that my brain was different from others. I didn't know that there was a way to do things differently. It was almost like, you don't think that way? You don't do these things? So it makes you feel a little less alone, but you also have to be careful because of the
rabbit hole you can go down.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's a double-edged sword. I think it can be used for a lot of good, and it can be very, like you said, inspiring to your creativity. And it also helps, I don't know, see that you can do things differently. You're not stuck because you see someone else going through a transition in their life and you're rooting for them. Like, there's so many people I've never met in real life, like their kids. I've never met their kids in real life, but I'm like, oh my God, Tommy's 5.
Yeah, happy birthday,
Jimmy
Tommy.
graduated.
Right.
And I'm just so happy for them.
Yes.
Or like someone is like dangling keys to their new house and you're so happy for them.
Good
And
for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's really
They're
sweet.
feel good stuff for sure.
But unfortunately, the negativity does get more virality, I feel, most of the time.
But it's if you go look for it too. Like I just said, I don't really go and even look at the comments because I know that it doesn't make me feel good seeing people do all that stuff to each other.
Yeah.
So I don't go there. Like you can exercise habits around it. The other day I was scrolling and it was like all of this garbage. And I'm like, I don't want to see what is all this stuff? This is nobody that I follow because I follow a lot of design things or art things. I follow museums. I'm like, where are all my museums at?
Right.
And I had stuffed them all into favorites at one point when I had been feeling that way. And I just always forget to go to my favorites and just scroll there. And I turn it on and I'm like, I love this. Yeah. Why aren't I here all of the time?
You can teach the algorithm.
Yeah, so it was kind of following something, huh? Or is it introducing you? Sometimes
I don't follow any of them.
So sometimes I'm on my Instagrams and they'll say that I'm following somebody and that I've never followed. And I'm like,
Sometimes, and I've noticed this lately, is big accounts will sell their accounts.
And all of a sudden you see somebody naked.
Like lately what I had been seeing was a lot of fake news, like clickbait stuff. And it's because some of the bigger like quote pages I was following sold their account.
Well, when I was looking at my main page, I would say for every 4 reels that were on there, maybe the 5th one I follow, but 4 of them I don't follow, and that's just the level of them pushing stuff to use because before you used to be able to mute the people you don't follow for X amount of time, and they got rid of that. So now you just see either that or again you can go to your favorites, and your favorites. The other thing is that it'll show you like the new stuff from the people that you follow. Like I wouldn't see the last 2 days of somebody. Even though I'm mostly in stories, so I do see a lot of the stuff in there, but that's a suggestion. Like you don't have to be inside of that place, and also you can limit how much time you want to spend in there.
Yeah, I definitely have been more intentional about looking at the comments.
Intentional, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like other people's comments, because I'll see a video and I'll be like, oh, it's so cute, and then I'll read the comments and people are like, you did this, I can't believe you did that, and I'm like, I thought it was just a cute video. And people are bashing it because I can't believe you, whatever it is. It's like
something so random.
Yeah, it's all
about
weird.
them. Like you made me feel bad. But you're on my page. Like
what?
Well, that's the other thing is that the same thing with like the influencer who does food and had the baby. Like she's posting her baby, and there are people in that world who'll be like, I didn't come here for your baby. Yeah. And it's like cool, but I created this thing,
right?
And I get to make it however I want and do whatever I want on it, and you get to leave whenever you want. Yeah. Like
it's
get
an
out.
Entitlement that people have for sure over what their favorite creators create.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think that there is a lot of good to it too.
There is a lot of good.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a little bit of the bad, right? So during our time, we never grew up with selfies and filters, right? Like we just took a picture and you just prayed for the best, right? Like most of the time your eyes will be open, or you had your pose down. How does it make you feel like now with all these filters? Is it enhancing? Does it make you feel more beautiful, or does it make you feel like, oh, where did that wrinkle come from?
I love that you said this, because I realized, and it was something that I had felt, and I didn't realize other people were feeling, like in our same age bracket. But when filters came out, they were so fun, right?
Right, they're like you're like the dog,
was
yes,
with the dog and the bunny ears, whatever.
Oh, I loved Snapchat.
Yes, I still love those.
But I stopped using filters, mostly like beauty filters, enhancers, a couple years ago, because I started to not like my face. Like I would look at myself and be like, ew.
Right, because it's so enhanced, it's so perfect.
And I also felt, because at that point I was a bigger part of like the body positivity, I felt like I was kind of lying if I smoothed things out, and I didn't like that feeling. And then the other day, I was doing something on TikTok, and it accidentally turned one of the filters on, and I didn't realize it. I was just doing my video, and then when I played it back, I was like, what in the world? It was like my lips were bigger and all of that, and I was just curious, so I started playing with filters, and I hated all of them. I was like, that's not my face. And it's almost like before I wanted filters to not look like myself, and now I'm like, they're horrendous. I just want my face back.
Yeah. So. I never was a filter person. And I think that I have appreciated how much the last few years I've seen that go away, and how many just like, but it's also what side,
our age
it's
group.
Also what side of the internet you're on.
Okay.
But how many people are just themselves? Like that became a thing because there was like, you know, the early beauty influencers and like, you know, model influencers and all that stuff. And then there became like this kind of wave of regular person who does DIY in their house. Like I follow people like that. It's like a lady who's got her overalls on and she's like pulling up her floorboards. Like,
I love her. I think I know who you're talking about.
And so just people who look like people doing things and
their things, right?
Yes. Okay. And so a majority of who I follow is that. I don't think I follow anybody who uses that, anything that's very visible. Nobody. I don't follow anybody just for the way that they look. I don't follow anybody. No, I don't follow anybody like that.
See, but
I follow style people and fashion people, but it's not like, look at me posed in this thing. Yeah. It's like, let me show you how I do my makeup, or let me show you should I wear these shoes or those shoes? Right. It's not like, look at me, I'm so gorgeous.
You're not just attracted to the kind of pretty. Okay.
No.
Like people, I mean, I'm in obviously like the makeup and skincare and all of that. So there are people that are makeup influencers that use filters and they get called out. Like, how dare you try to influence me on buying, you know, a foundation when you're using a filter. However, I will say that if the only way that you feel confident showing up that day is with a filter, I'd rather you do that than not show up at all for yourself. So
it's your page. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And the other thing about it too is that I don't assume that the way that any of us look on there is how we actually look in real life, because even without a filter, the things that a camera's picking up are not the same as me sitting in front of you. Like most people on there, all of the makeup people on there don't look like they're wearing a massive amount of makeup, but in person you can tell that they have makeup on because they're wearing makeup. You know what I mean? So I think that you got to be real careful with assuming that what you're looking at is what it should look like in real life. Yeah. And that has to do with the way somebody's face looks, but also the way their life looks. Like that is a portion of their living room that they aim that camera at,
right, for it
to look, and the light to come in this exact way, and behind that camera there's lights, there's cords, there's, for this podcast, there's a whole desk full of crap behind the cameras, like
very expensive stuff.
Yes. But it doesn't, you know, you want it to look nice because you're trying to be
the aesthetic,
yes.
Right?
Okay.
But that's not how their life is,
right? So do you think people assume like, oh wow, But I guess you guys,
I
you know
mean,
the effort because you guys both
yeah,
are those people.
yeah, and
But-
that's the other part of it. Like people don't realize how much work goes into
It's a-
having social media as
It's
your
a job. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I know. When we were talking about this, like the stay-at-home moms. Oh, I'm just a stay-at-home mom.
The trad wife thing.
Yeah.
Yes. And they're selling this, that part.
They are selling an idea, which that's okay. So that's what I was more thinking of. Like they're selling you something that's not, they're not showing you the hard work that they're doing. I know just by posting for our 2 weeks how hard it is to make sure you're scheduled and on point and writing things and coming up with phrases. It's a lot of work.
It's a job.
And if somebody's posting about how they hand make all of their bread and they use this flour from this brand who's sponsoring the content, that is a contract that they negotiated. That is finances that had to be organized behind that. That's a script that's going back and forth with that brand and them approving or asking you to edit. That is a full-time corporate person who is getting that done. And maybe at this point they have people that they pay and they enjoy much of their, traditional lifestyle. But for them to get to that point, it took them taking care of those kids in that house and that farm and all of those things, and another 8 hours of them editing, and filming, and doing all of this stuff, and asking everybody to shut up so you can whisk your damn flour.
Yeah.
So it's not none of that. And I don't know if it's, again, because people felt more accessible. I don't know where this belief that that's real entered the room, because when you would see barefoot Contessa or a Martha Stewart from the Days of Cooking shows, or Rachel Ray, or all those days, she was in a kitchen, you didn't assume that was her kitchen. You knew that was a soundstage. You knew there were 30 guys on this side.
Oh, that's true. I don't see it like that. When I'm watching your video, I feel like I'm watching you and your place and your right. I don't think of it all
that's why influencer life took off the way it did, because it was more realistic. So without knowing all the stuff that goes behind it.
So yes,
perceive something to be.
It becomes more realistic in the sense of the Rachel Ray show. When she makes the whatever food it is, she's not sitting at the table and eating it. Whereas most of the influencers who are cooking, I'm making a coffee, I'm drinking the coffee. I'm making a sandwich, I'm eating the sandwich. Yeah, I'm right, I'm eating the sandwich, right? But
I love sandwiches.
But that doesn't mean that the labor's not there. Yeah. I think it's only with those kinds of ideals, like when you're setting up this ideal, we live on the farm and we just take care of the animals, and you see a cut of them feeding 12 animals and petting this one, and then, the getting the chickens from the hens. Those, if you actually break down that reel, those are 32 individual shots. They were not just walking along and
they got to move the tripod from spot to spot
and pet and and maybe the rest of their life is that they are petting the animals and they want to show you this version of how they live their life, but to show you, it takes work.
Yeah.
So it's the part of let's stop pretending it doesn't take work, because it does.
I think
my 30-second try on reels, you don't see me behind the scenes struggling with the pants, sweating in places, and falling over myself, tripping over my shoes that are thrown on the corner, and trying to
it's an hour for 30 seconds.
It's only showing you the good parts, right?
Yeah.
So that's what
it's the highlight reels.
Yeah,
make everything look good and happy, right?
Yeah. I'm drinking the coffee, but I'm drinking it while I'm staring at my tripod and all my crap that I got to go put away.
Yeah.
But you don't show it putting it away, so it just looks like you're enjoying.
But a lot of people have been in the sense of showing you, hey, if you want to create, this is kind of what goes in the process. Yeah. But then that's more labor to show you my labor that I'm doing for the labor that I'm doing. You know what I mean?
It's all work.
Everything takes effort, right? Yeah. And whatever you're passionate about.
And we're seeing it from an actual creator's point of view.
Both
and I think that's the big difference, is that when you are not on the creator side, you don't know these things. So you just assume it's she put the camera on and that's so cute, but they don't realize that all the time, the admin stuff that goes behind it. So there's a different perspective.
Yes, you walk around with a camera most of the time when you're blogging. You're literally all the time game on, right? I see even
when I'm intentional about it, like if I want to create content that day, I also have a full-time job. So content creation is my part-time job that I'm trying to make a full-time job. So it's really like 2 full-time jobs because I'm creating content of my regular life so that I can eventually make that my regular life.
Right.
So it's work on top of work on top.
Yeah,
It's not selling this idea of no work. It's selling an idea of creative work. And so if you want more creative work, then yeah, lean toward this thing. Now, does it depict a reality that exists that you can possibly have? Yeah, there are people who live on farms and just take care of their kids, and then they enjoy, and maybe you see that and you're like, oh, that would be nice, right? But that don't pretend like the version of it that exists online is that thing. You can say, I would like that actual thing. Like if you see somebody reading, the book talk is a whole thing, right? You're videoing yourself reading whatever it is, and for horror month, I would love to read more horror books. But don't assume that that person in front of that camera is actually sitting there reading that book. They're filming themselves for the 30 seconds for you to get the thing. Like I don't know why it's hard to do that with some things and not other things. Like we understand that with something like reading or painting. Like I would love to, you see a beautiful painting or somebody painting, like I would love to paint more. Like it might inspire you, that idea, but it doesn't make you believe that the person filming himself painting is like just a painter.
Just right, all day, every day. Yeah.
Right.
There's still real life behind
It's
it.
supposed to inspire. I think at the core, influencer life is meant to inspire a type of life that you could live or you could have, or a hobby you could have, or whatever it is.
So you
Or
think
just
it's all
stir
realistic
something.
though? Do you think it's all realistic? Like sometimes, I mean, like there's people that I follow that I'm like, oh, I would love to be, but realistically, I'm not. Like I'm not a stay-at-home wife. I'm not like a content creator. It's not something I'm gonna do. Do you think it creates like a jealousy, or does it create
Some people could.
it could, right? Like an unnatural expectation.
But I think that comes from a projection that you want to be able to do that. You just don't know how to, or you don't possess the abilities or the creativity or the
finances,
audacity or the, not giving a fuck type.
Or the consistency, because
the
it's work. Like there's people who will get on a food maker's thing and be like, oh, big deal, you just made some chicken. And it's like,
you just eat a TV dinner because you don't even know how.
Listen, it's
took the time
she
out.
made her chicken 5,000 times and made videos of it 5,000 times, and she's finally making money off of making her chicken. And if you did it 5,000 times, then you could do the same thing. Like it's not the one. Don't minimize it.
Instant gratification.
Correct. It's like, it's the must be nices, right? With everything.
But they didn't see all it took.
No.
To get to that.
And so you don't want to do all the things it takes to get to that, and just be okay with that. So I'm not going to have this thing. It's
I want to be a cook. All right.
You're like, I want it to be as easy as watching this 30-second video.
No, yes,
It's
no,
not.
that is the expectation, because again, I'm not a creator, right? I keep telling myself, yes, I want to create, I want to be more involved, especially coming from the podcast. But I'm telling you, that's just hard. And then like watching myself, like we are our own worst critics, right? We're like, did you see my eyeball? Like no one's looking at your eyeball. Like what are you talking about, right? Like, so it is hard. It is hard.
And even if they are looking at your eyeball, like who cares, man? Right. Whatever.
Okay. So we talked about the filters. We talked about the inspiration. So we talked about, to you guys, it actually is motivating, right? It's making you guys present better, do more creativity.
Some of it, I mean, again,
eyeliner a certain way.
Yes.
Okay.
All the time, stuff like that, for sure. There are things that I have to acknowledge sometimes that I get overwhelmed by, like, because there's just always stuff going on in the world. And I'm there are times where I have like overload of getting myself upset too many times, and I have to shut it down and go read about something that calms my brain down.
Makes you feel better about the world.
Yeah, you just have to have boundaries. You have to have mental boundaries, I think, around whatever it is. If there's something that's upsetting you whenever you're getting involved in social media, just like decompress a little bit, try and recognize what it is and set boundaries around that thing that is upsetting you.
Okay. So, I mean, what do you feel about, like, also on another topic, like the kids in the social media? I think we're talking very grown up, right? You're telling me you're very intentional about stuff. How do you feel this about children? Because they're exposed to social media, right? Like, do they have the capacity in their brain to know that, like, hey,
No.
she didn't wake up like this. Like, this is effort,
Yes.
you know?
I am grateful every day that my kids were old
Older.
teenagers by the time real social media was accessible on their phones. I can't imagine how bad it would have been if they had been on their phones since they were 8, 5. And even then, they were like, let's call it 15, 16, 17 years. And even then, some of the reactions around getting their phones taken away were so crazy.
Like death, right? Like they
were tripping.
It.
So, and there's all kinds of study that says that it's bad for you. I wish you could shut it all down in schools. I wish,
especially in schools.
and the schools have made it like impossible to not have a cell phone. They have to have certain apps so that the teacher can contact
Canvas,
them,
yes.
remind, or they'll do like little quizzes in class, and you have to be part of the little quiz app. And you're like, what are you doing? Why are we here?
Are they using it? So you're
because then they're on their phone all day long with their friends.
And meanwhile, I'm getting texts, mom, mom. Like, I'm working too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Their attention capacity is for sure been compromised.
Oh my God. They think that everything revolves around them, because I think they're used to just swiping to the next content, and like they can, stop, I'm not watching this. Like, oh no, but I was listening to the song. Like, we're going to listen to the song.
Yes.
In their mind, they want to just flip it.
Keep going.
Yes.
Keep going. Yes. I think it's absolutely bad. I think that there have to be age restrictions, like serious ones. We don't even know yet how bad it is going to have been. Yeah, I don't love it. If I could choose, I would say 18 years old and be wild. I know that's never going to happen, but I mean, it's still going to mess with you a little bit, but at least you have a different ideology around who you are in the world by the time you're inside of that box.
That's true, because I'm just looking at my daughters, because I have young ones, teenagers. I have a bunch of teenagers right now, and I'm just watching them, like, sometimes as they're like lip singing and the stuff that they're doing, and I was like, oh my goodness, like how hard it must be for them. First they're judging themselves, like, and then they're putting themselves out there. But I do feel like a lot of the girl gang is more positive, especially in the younger age. Like, they're like, you're so pretty, and they'll write like 10 times how pretty you are, right? But what about the people that are mean to them? Like, is it really controlling their self-esteem? Like, is it able to bring them down? Like, having someone just pick on you and then seeing it, reading it, you know?
I don't know if they're picking on them so much on social media at that age, because they are. It's like 5,000 of them that are like, fire, you're my girl.
I love your face, baby.
Yeah, I think it's more of a comparative thing that's damaging, because you're looking at other people.
The amount of likes.
Right, and stuff like that. But at the same time,
now I'm like that.
I had somebody tell me once, because I was saying that a long time ago, but even before we were at this point, and they said, yeah, but in a way, you are putting them behind their peers, because their peers are going to know all of this stuff about technologies that's going to come naturally to them that they're not going to know, and they have to live in that world.
That is the world right now.
Correct.
Yes.
And I'm like, damn, you got me. So
right.
I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is.
Ever in parenting, you never know the right answer.
I mean, it's parenting to another level, honestly, because it's, like you said, you don't know how to nurture the person that they are outside of your dynamic in your home, because if you do keep them away from social media, then they are behind their peers and they feel left out, and that can also, affect their self-esteem and their confidence. So you kind of have to give them a little bit. I also am a very active parent. I have the luxury of doing that because I have the time. I think a lot of parents don't, because they are, work different schedules or but I think it's unfair to leave it up to social media to raise your kids in the sense of, like, they're exposed to those things. Yeah, but how are you limiting their exposure to whatever capacity you can?
But I think there's a limit on that, because they all have that access in their hand, and they're exposed to other kids who have that access, and you don't get to decide how those other kids have that access. And so while they might not even see it on the electronic that you gave them, there's somebody who's like, look at this, look at this, look at this. and you don't get to control that.
Yeah, you can't control that.
Yeah, about how much you shelter your kids versus other people, and they're around all the people.
I would
absolutely
love
right.
to shelter my son. I would love to keep him away from all those ugly things, but you can't. So the best thing that you can do is try to have as open of a relationship with your kid, and where you can see their behaviors change and like what they're being exposed to, but it's impossible to keep them away from social media entirely.
Yeah.
And so
Not in today's world.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw they were coming up with some restrictions, but my kids have bypassed that. Like, they're smarter. You know what I mean? There's ways to get around things, even with the restrictions. They're using, I don't even know how many different emails my kids
You're
have.
like, they're way ahead of you.
Right, they're so smart.
It's a double edge, because my son will come home and tell me like these fun facts that he learned from a YouTube short, and it's that part of it is cool.
You're like, yes,
yeah,
yes,
but then he'll scroll and it's like tra-la-la, toon toon toon, all this brain rot stuff that I'm now saying. I'm like, I catch myself throughout the day like tra-la-la.
Yeah, or 6 7, 6
and
7.
6 7. Like, I can't see the number 6 and 7
and not say in your head.
Yeah,
6 7, yeah.
In my head, I say it out loud,
Really?
like
Oh my
6
God.
7
all the time. So we're idiots. I know. Like, what is, anyways, it's such a big trend right now. Like, even on my Life 360, the kids are sending me 6 7 all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you're
Oh my God.
Yeah, and that's
Mommy, look at the time. 6 7.
or I'll say 5 6 7 6 7.
6 7.
So
Yeah.
stupid. Okay.
But I think it's cute because the other day he came and said something scientific, and I was like,
where did you learn that?
yeah, and I saw a YouTube short. Okay. Not at school. God forbid you learn at school.
Yeah,
It's YouTube short.
but I do like too that there are more exposure. Like, there's a lot more things. So a lot of, like, I mean, just certain things that I wasn't aware of or I didn't know, someone explaining it to you, especially even as a child, you just have more access to knowing broader things.
Yes.
But again,
Right. Do you remember that show Real World?
yes,
And
that
how
one I do.
And how that used to be like the time where you'd have some putty from the middle of America who'd never been around gay people, and then they put him together with somebody from the city who's openly flamboyantly gay, and they're like, I've just never known somebody who's like this before. And the internet brought that to you. Like, you can see all the people's
Diversity
and hear everybody's perspective, and obviously there's a lot of whatever insanity in that ideology too, but there's not that kind of isolation anymore, and so that
you're exposed
again, like what we said, it's a double-edged sword. It's fantastic, it's horrendous, it's like the most amazing thing ever, I think, in our lifetimes, and the absolute worst thing.
Oh, I would definitely
all at the same time.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's helped me be a better person, definitely a better parent, because I've seen things, I've read things, I've learned things.
I don't know.
It's made me more aware. I don't know. I feel like it's brought more self-awareness. Like, things that I thought were normal.
I think there are perspectives. There are ways in which things are thought about that I was like, oh, I didn't think of it that way. But that happens to me a lot but it happens to me way more with books than it does with social media.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, I'll give you an example. Last night, I started to tell you this earlier, but last night, Aiden, I have a rolling TV, right? Okay. And he brought it into the room and he was plugging it in, and he accidentally fell back on the TV, which is on a rolling stand. It tipped over, fell into my shoe stand that I just built 2 days ago. Oh. It brought down the shoe stand, completely collapsed and broke. The TV screen came off of the base of the TV. So the TV is broken, the stand is broken, my shoe thing that I just built is broken, and all of my shoes are everywhere.
While you're about to go to sleep?
As I was laying down ready to go to sleep. If I wouldn't have seen something recently about the way you react when your child makes a mistake, it was a video that I saw, I would have lost my shit. But because I saw that video and it brought almost like a memory of when I messed up as a child and how my mom would react to any little mistake I would make and how I would feel unlovable in that moment. I crashed out internally. I took a moment. I fixed what I could fix, and he was so sorry.
Right.
And he was almost like waiting for me to react, right? And he was like, he said sorry. I'm like, it's okay.
Sorry.
He was laying next to me in the bed. He's like, Mommy, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And it brought me back to when I would do that. And I would say sorry to my mom. And my mom had, she's bipolar. So, there's other things there. But I told him, I'm like, it's okay. It's just a TV. It's just TV stands. You didn't get hurt. And then Crimson, my cat, was running across the room. Oof. So you didn't get hurt. Crimson didn't get hurt. I can replace the TV. I can replace the shoe stand.
Right.
It's okay. We all make mistakes. I still love you. It could have been a way different experience for him. And I don't know how.
Yourself, the guilt you would have felt.
The guilt that I would have felt afterwards. But it would have also, because I remember moments like that in my childhood that fundamentally changed the way that I viewed my relationship with my mom. Mm-hmm. So that's where that social media has helped me be a better parent. Because
well, I think it's also brought a lot of bad scenarios. Like you see a lot of the bad in the world. It's kind of like the news too, right? So you see a lot of the bad things, and I think in the moment, especially when it's only such a short time, you're like hoping for a better thing. And I think it does kind of change your perspective on a lot of things, right? Like again, like you said, I try not to lash out. I try to laugh more because it could be way worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So as long as you're
That's a great point.
Yeah. So in conclusion, as long as you're not following people you shouldn't be following, you're intentional about what you're intentional. You're not liking things you shouldn't be liking. If you're a man and you're listening, you know what I mean? Other than that, it's been a positive experience for me. And then for kids, let's not think this is all real life, right? Like there's so much that goes into it. And I think it is good too, because a lot of people can be something. Like there's a lot of money in social media and influencers, and a lot of exposure you can get to different things.
You can change your whole life.
Yeah. So I read something too that says, let social media make you money. Don't be part of them making money, or something similar to that, right?
Yeah, be a creator, not a consumer.
Yes, because
and now the other. That our listeners and our viewers and our friends and our supporters know how much work goes into all of this. Please subscribe, and support your content creator friends.
You know, I saw something that was talking about that, and it was saying like, what was it? It was something to the effect of
supporting
us paying attention to the fact that people aren't supporting is taking away from the energy of the people who want to support us.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, as with regular life, I feel the same way about this. I want everybody who wants to be here to be here.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be here, I don't want you to be here. So if you want to be here, and
but
subscribe.
Also don't be weird and lurk and not.
I don't even want to think about those people.
But no, if you do like us, you should be. Helping, right? I just saw a recent post, and I never.
But what if they don't like us?
But she had a post saying like, "Hey, if you're a friend, just support them, right? Support your people."
Yeah.
Like any of my friends, she came out with a cleaning product. The first thing I do is buy it. When you had the wake up remover, the first thing I did was buy it. Mm-hmm. Like you should support, right? If you love somebody, but.
I mean, so in an ideal setting, yes, but I don't want to take any of my energy thinking about what you're not doing.
Okay.
Like I want to love the fact that we've had people send us messages and say little things, and I'm like,
so
that's
random
so
people.
sweet.
Yes.
I love that. Yeah. That's amazing.
I'm gonna try.
Okay, we're trying,
but
we're
I also never forget. So if you don't support me on social media and you see me in real life, do not.
Especially once we're successful, don't you dare.
No, you dare.
Oh my God, I know her. Oh my God. No, you don't.
Right.
Know me.
You didn't help me. It's like, no, yeah. Wasn't there a song
You and my cousin.
Right.
You are not akin to me. Goodbye. Anyways,
that's how they really feel. So if you don't like and subscribe, don't say hi to Natalie. Yes. Keep on fucking.
And we're so grateful you're here.
Yes,
we love you so much.
And we
see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.